Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United won, Zorya 0 in the Europa League. Zlatan kills Zorya with his late, well, was it that late header? Was it a great performance from Manchester United? You know what, to be perfectly blunt, we won the game. We won the game and that is all that matters to us, to get a result, a win at Old Trafford in the Europa League. I'm slightly still stunned by something I've just heard Michael Owen say on BT Sports, that he's disappointed by Zlatan's movement. It's like my mum criticising a Mary Berry cake. Couldn't ever produce anything as good as that, and Michael Owen nowhere near as good as Zlatan. So slightly shocked by that, but some crackers, pearls of wisdom from the pundits today. But let's quickly get into this Manchester United game. Do we need to digest it that much? Do we need to be concerned about it? My big answer would be not really. I think there were some concerns from the team, which we'll get onto in a moment. But the reality is, we won the game. We've won our last game. We were superb against Leicester. We made a lot of changes today. Paul Scholes just said he would have liked to see the same team from Leicester play today to get a bit more familiarity and flow. I don't think that's ever practical in a tournament we're not that interested in 2.5 days before a game that we do need to win. I think it was right to give Herrera, Blind, Valencia and De Gea a night off completely. But we won the game and that's all that matters. I'm just having a quick look at Jose shouting at one of his training staff at the start of the game. We do not know what that was all about. So we win. Where did it all go wrong? Fellaini for me. Interesting. We'll talk about Rooney in a moment. But we've got to win on Sunday against Stoke. That's the most important thing. We could never undermine that today. The big thing that baffled me today was why Carrick didn't play. Obviously, I didn't want Herrera to play. Him giving him the night off was good. I'm baffled by Fellaini. Really am. For those old enough to remember, during the watch-along, I said he reminded me of the littlest hobo, that little dog who every week he went off to a new home to make a new friend. He's meant to be the defensive midfielder, and he's wandering off all over the place. There was a cutback in the first half for Zorya. They nearly scored because he'd wandered off. I don't know what the message is from the manager, because he can't be blatantly ignoring the manager's advice, because he would have been subbed off. We made 3 substitutions today, and Fellaini played for 90 minutes. When you've got Michael Carrick, who could have come on, played that position like he's blindfolded, and made us a far better side all over the pitch. I don't understand it. It's 3 managers in a row now who've done it. He must be playing like Messi on the training field, because he's crap on the actual field, but he gets picked every week. Don't understand it. If he's been picked for his height, he missed an absolute sitter in the first half from 6 yards out. Awful performance from him again. Couldn't tackle a lunchbox. Rubbish. Terrible. Really rubbish. Really bad. But we won the game. Rooney came on, obviously. Before I get to Rooney, I thought Lingard was back to his inconsistent best today. Average performance from him. Ball broke down a lot around him. My man of the match, on a positive, Zlatan was my man of the match. I think it's a bit of a thankless task playing in a Manchester United side as a striker sometimes. Playing off scraps. Literally played off scraps to get his goal today. But he was dropping off, showing leadership, showing fight, physical, running back to defend. Really pleased with his performance. No issue with anybody who went with Bailly. A lot of you did. In fact, on our Twitter poll, I can tell you, hot off the press, because I did tweet out before the end of the game. No, not before the game. At the end of the game, who was your man of the match? Zlatan, 43% of the vote. Bailly, 57% of the vote. So, realistically, I've just been told something by a DM that is very, very worrying in relation to Manchester United and the Telegraph, and who might be coming out next. But I'm not speculating, because it would be unfair. But yeah, Rooney came on the pitch. It was all set at 0-0 for Rooney to come on the pitch. The media were wetting themselves. Oh, we can stick the knife into Jose. Rooney to the rescue is the back headline we want. They may well still use it. But I tell you what, to call a spade and to be absolutely 100% blunt, 6 out of 10 from Rooney at best. If you want to call that an assist, there's a lot more people should be getting assist points on Fantasy Premier League. In fact, he would get an assist for that on Fantasy Premier League, but he shinned it. It was meant to be he should have scored it. I don't know what is wrong with Wayne at the moment. He should be burying that chance. He scuffs it. He bounces on the floor and scores from it. It's not an assist. It's an absolute horrendous effort to try and score a chance. I don't care. We scored a goal, but Rooney didn't show anything that he should be starting on Sunday. I'll be amazed if he does start, and I'll end that Rooney thing there. Rojo, skinned like a banana. Like one of you said in the live comments on the watch along, my brother could play better at left back than Rojo, and I haven't even got a brother. Very, very true. Boring as hell, says Nicolia in the comments. 8 out of 10, says Luke Everson. Don't know who's giving that to. I know he's United through and through, but as bad as Rooney, Rojo and Fellaini are, Lingard is just as bad at times, says Definitive Brett. Yeah, I would. I've left the best till last. The big issue in that game was Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba didn't have a bad game. Mata didn't have a bad game. Rashford didn't have a bad game. Smalling didn't have a bad game. Fosu Mensah didn't have a bad game. They didn't have great games, but they didn't have bad games. But the big problem in that game was Pogba. Fellaini wandering off instead of being disciplined as a defensive midfielder. And I think that did come from the manager, to be fair, because if he was ignoring the manager, he would have been pulled off a lot sooner. But in the last couple of games where we've been successful, we've had Carrick sitting there with his ability to just run a game. We had Herrera doing it against Leicester, just running the game, disciplined. And we had Fellaini today not doing it, like against Watford, not doing it, making the same mistake again. Pogba had to come deep too much, didn't have the freedom to express himself like he did against Leicester, so that affected Pogba's game, it affected our midfield, it affected our creativity. That was the big difference. Picking Fellaini and Pogba having to come back and share the role, which he didn't have to do when Herrera was there. That's where it all broken down. That was the problem. We were weak down the left back position, 100%. I thought the substitutions actually stunted us again, like they did against Feyenoord. I mean, what does Ashley Young do in a United shirt to even get on the pitch? I mean, I know Memphis hasn't been great, but at least he'd give him a go. Ashley Young was just crap. Martial did okay when he came on, but that's my interpretation of the game, folks. That's how I thought. I thought Fellaini was poor. I thought Lingard was poor. I think Rojo's Marcus Rojo. I think everybody else did okay, apart from Bailly and Zlatan, who I thought were meritable for the Man of the Match award. And that's about it. We won a game. Not going to rant about it. Not going to be overly happy about it. But it's a tournament I'm not really that bothered about. Maybe that's reflected in the players' mind. What I am bothered about is Stoke on Sunday. I want to win that game. I want us to play well in that game, and I'm sure all you do as well. Thanks everybody for watching. It's a very, very quick match reaction. It's a bit of a null and void game, but we've won it. And a massive shout out now. We are on the FIFA United Stand channel in about 10 minutes live with the first episode 1, funnily enough, Manchester United career mode. We've got live comments on the screen for that. You'll be massively involved in it. Join for that in 10 minutes. Thanks everybody for watching. And hopefully I'll see you over on the FIFA channel very soon. If not, previews up tomorrow for the Stoke game. We'll be back on Sunday lunchtime. Well, it'll be 11 o'clock when we're live for the watch along. Loads of content to come for you. Keep getting involved. Keep commenting. Thanks everyone for watching. And we've won. We've won the game. Can't moan too much. We'd all be happy if Fellaini just disappeared. But he's been here for 3 years and it doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it? Thanks for watching. Speak to you all very soon.